we're there to give our opinions because they're going to ask you, what do you think? Like once they have trust with you, even on the magazine shoots, it usually takes like, I've noticed with me it takes 4 to 5 hours and they start asking me what I think. And it's usually halfway through the day, like after the first shot, and after they've seen their picture and decided that they like their hair and makeup and decided that they like their clothes, then they just start saying, oh, okay, what do you think? And that's when you can start pushing it with them a little bit and being a little bit more editorial and being a little bit more fantasy or pushing them a little bit outside their comfort zone. But you have to build that trust first. But I think if something looks crap on somebody, you tell them. Like, look, I don't think this is the dress for you. And I've been in that situation before where I loved the dress. The dress was amazing on the hanger. It was amazing on the runway. On this particular celebrity, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You know, it's like they're too tall or they're too short or they're too small or they're too big or whatever happens. So that's like with the body intelligence and knowing how things are supposed to fit. Because they're really not going to like you as a stylist later, and their publicist isn't either, if the pictures come out and they look fat, or they have like weird armpit bulges, or their boobs are like way too much, or whatever's happening. It's like, it's really important to take, and of course people's tastes are different, you know, about what they like and how tight they like things to be and all that kind of stuff. So, but you know, it's like your name's on it too. So I think it's really important that when they do ask your opinion, like to give it. I mean, I wouldn't say, you know, it's not an opinion, it's assessment. You know, I wouldn't say, oh my God, you look like crap. But just, you know, that's when I'm like, oh, this dress isn't right. Just isn't, let's try this one. And suggest things that I think will be different to help the situation. Because, I mean, I've also, I was shooting once for Vogue, and I was shooting a woman who had a baby 2 weeks before. So she was not feeling good about her body. And she was skinny. She was fitting into samples. It was totally fine. I mean, the samples were a little bit small, but we were able to rig them in the back. No one, you couldn't tell from the front. Like, we're shooting a portrait. It was fine. But she was having a nervous breakdown, like, about it because of her hormones. And she literally had just had a baby. She's like, I shouldn't be doing this. This is Vogue. And I was just like, I had to just like sit back and let her do her thing. And like literally go in that room, that rack of clothes. I love everything on the rack. Go and pick your favorite thing that you feel the most beautiful in, and we're gonna make it work. And her post was like, thank you. You know, because she was just, you know, sometimes you have to really consider people's emotional. I've worked with celebrities right after huge scandals, like all the covers of all the gossip magazines. And dealing with them in that situation, it's like, don't talk about it, you treat them professionally. You know, it's like, and it's amazing to me how many stylists don't have tact like that. You know, it's like, you know, people think these gossip magazines are real, and they're these like crazy fabricated stories, and some of my poor clients have to deal with it on a daily basis. And you know, you walk in and you're dealing with someone's mind state, so it's really important to, I think, be mindful of that, especially when you start working with, like, you know, the big guys who are in all those magazines.